So this week is a double, I don't know if they say parsha. Most people say double parsha, but I guess it's double parsha. I don't, anyway. So it's Bahar.
Parshot?
Yeah, parsha, but yeah. And so, Bechukotai, so Bahar and Bechukotai. So the Jubilee year is in Bahar, so which is where I set things up. Okay. So
Bahar.
yeah, if you want to.
Sure. Vayedaber Adonai el Moshe Bahar Sinai Lemor. Daber el b'nei Yisrael v'amarta aleichem ki tavou el haaretz asher ani noten lachem v'savta haaretz Shabbat l'Adonai.
Hi, Amy.
Hi.
Hi, Amy.
Hi.
So we just this second began to read. So there's two parshas this week, Bahar and Bechukotai, but we opted for Bahar. So that's all we've read. And so speak to the Israelite people and say to them, when you enter the land that I assign to you, the land shall observe a Sabbath of Adonai. So this is talking about the Shemitah year. Do you know about Shemitah? That was every 7 years.
Yeah.
You know, we're supposed to rest the land. So that was last year. It ended in I believe it ended in September. I think it was so first, the first couple verses here are about the Shemitah, and then it gets to the Jubilee year, which is the 50th year, when everything just, well, you'll see. It's very exciting. Okay. Amy, you want to verse 3?
Shesh Shanim Tizra Shadecha Vishesh Shanim Tizmor Karmecha Ve'asafta et Tuvoata.
Good. So it's Sadecha, the field.
Oh, Sadech.
Yeah.
Sadecha. Sadecha.
Yeah. So 6 years you may sow your field, Sadecha, and 6 years, Sheshanim, you may prune your vineyard and gather in the yield. Okay.
Safta. Just Tevuata.
Means, might also mean grain.
Tevu, to gather.
Yeah, asafta, to gather.
Let's gather.
Yeah, and Karmecha is your vineyard.
Karmecha, jeez, Lord. Tevu, something to do. I have no idea. Okay, it's yield.
Yeah, the yield, or I thought it meant grain. I don't know. Anyway, but so next, let's see. I'm going to close this because I can't see. Okay. So Audrey,
we passed it, didn't we?
Did we? No, verse 4.
Oh no. Okay. Oh, I got to move my pictures over here.
Yeah, that's what I just did. I just closed them up.
Okay. Uvashana hashvi'it Shabbaton Yehiel Aretz Shabbat Ladonai Sadcha Lo Tizra the Karmecha Lo Tizmur.
Okay, so in the 7th year, the land shall have a Shabbat of complete rest. So Shabbaton, remember from last week, it's not just a Shabbat, but it's a complete rest. Okay. A Sabbath of Adonai, you shall not sow your field or prune your vineyard. Okay. If Marilyn comes we won't know because we all close the pictures, but she'll say, okay.
No, I don't. I have them open, so.
Oh, okay, good,
Hmm?
okay, all right. So Amy, verse 5.
Et sefiach kutsircha lo tik zor vet in ve
Yes,
zirecha
yes.
lo tiv zor shanat Shabbaton Adonai La'eretz.
Oh, no, what's this?
Which one?
No, it's not Adonai, what is it?
Oh, Yeh Yehiyeh
Yep,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
or Yehiyeh.
yeah.
What does that mean?
Will be,
Be.
it's the future of to be.
Oh,
So shall be here, it shall be a year. Yeah, of
Okay.
complete rest for the la'aretz, for the land. So you shall not reap the aftergrowth of your harvest or gather the grapes of your untrimmed trees, vines, untrimmed vines. Shall be a year of complete rest for the land. Okay. Okay, Audrey.
V'chayata Shabbat haaretz lachem, v'achla lecha, ule'avdecha, v'la'amatecha, v'lish kircha, which
Yeah.
one?
Here, well, it's hard.
Kircha, okay.
Here,
Kircha, uletushavcha hagarim imach.
but you may eat whatever the land during its Sabbath will produce. You may eat whatever the land produces. You, your male and your female slaves, the hired and bound laborers who live with you. So you're not allowed to reap the aftergrowth. Does anyone know what that is? But you can eat what the land produces. Does anyone
Doesn't-
understand?
No, because aftergrowth is what I thought is what grows off though you haven't planted it. So I don't know. They sound like the same to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Fortunately, we don't have to worry
Worry about our fields.
too much, right? Okay, Amy. Oh, this first word looks interesting. Go ahead.
Lichem techa
Yeah, yeah,
v'leave him techa
yeah,
v'lachaya
yeah.
asher barzecha tihyeh
Yeah.
kol tvoata le'echol.
Okay, so and your cattle and the beasts in your land may eat all its yield. Oh, okay, so not just the slaves and the hired and bound laborers, but even the cattle and the beasts. Okay, so everyone can eat the yield. Okay, so that's the Shemitah. That's the 7th year. Oh, please, what's this now? Oh, it's this stupid call we get every day from that we don't answer. Okay, verse 8. Audrey.
V'safarta lecha sheva Shabbat Shabbatot shanim sheva shanim sheva pa'amim v'chayu lecha yemei sheva Shabbatot Hashanim Tesha. Oh, we got another. Okay, Tesha ve'arba'im shana.
Okay, so how many times can we put the word 7 in a sentence? You shall count off 7 weeks of years, 7 times 7 years, so that the period of 7 weeks of years gives you a total of 49 days. How's that? Okay.
49 years.
49 years, right. Wow.
I know.
Okay.
Maybe we should have gone with the other one.
With the blessings and curses, is that what you meant?
No, I'm joking.
Oh, okay. Okay. Amy.
Bahar ar Varta Shofar Trua Bachodesh Hashvi'i Ba'ashur Lachodesh B'yom
Mm.
Hakippurim
Yeah,
Yom Kippur
right.
Ta'av Iru Shofar Bechol Arts Chem.
Good. So then you shall sound the horn loud in the 7th month, on the 10th day of the month, the Day of Atonement, you shall have the horn sounded throughout your land.
These don't seem to go together though, because you do that every year.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And this is only the 50th year. But I guess, is it
Oh,
saying that it begins on, it
on.
begins on Yom
Yeah.
Kippur of the 50th year, maybe? Yeah. All right, let's see.
You're blowing the horn on Yom Kippur. You don't usually blow the horn till after
Well,
Yom Kippur.
there's that too. That's true. I guess every 50 years you can. I don't know. Until you actually read these things word by word, you don't realize how much you don't understand. So
Yeah.
go ahead, Audrey.
V'kidashtem et sinat hachamishim shana ukratem diror ba'aretz l'cho ish vecha yovel hi tehiyeh lachem v'shavtem ish et ahuzato v'ish et mishpato.
L. They're both L.
Oh,
Yeah, L.
where's that?
I thought
Which
you
word?
said instead of L. It's all right.
I did. El ahuzato the ish el mishpato tashuvo.
So, and you shall hallow the 50th year. You shall proclaim release throughout the land for all its inhabitants. It shall be a jubilee for you. Each of you shall return to your holding, and each of you shall return to your family. So
Barbara, can you go on that star and see what they mean by release?
liberty.
Oh.
I think it's for the slaves. It's
No,
saying, each of you shall return to your family. I think it's you shall proclaim release of all its inhabitants. I don't know. I think
Statue of Liberty. Proclaim liberty throughout the land.
oh yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so I don't know how to get rid of the star explanation.
Click on it again, see what happens.
Yeah. It doesn't really matter if it's there. It doesn't. Oh, I hate
Oh,
this thing. Okay. I'm gonna, if I close, let's see, maybe I just do that. No?
Close resources.
All right, I have to go. Maybe if I go back, will it bring us back?
Uh-oh, I made trouble.
It's okay. I can find that again. Let's see. Stop share. Oh, Arlene, when did you come here? But she said she has workers and she might not be able to participate. So, okay. Let me go back to Safari and reopen Safari. Let's see. History. Leviticus 25:11. Is that where we were? Tanakh. Leviticus. Bahar. And where were we? We were like verse, oh, the 50th year, it should be holy to you. Let's see, where were we? Okay, we were here. So now I go back to Zoom and go to screen share. And maybe we'll be there. Let's see. Okay.
Ah,
Okay, so verse 11. Arlene, are you able to talk or no? Okay. Okay, so let's see. Amy, you want to read 11?
Yovel?
Yes,
He?
yes.
No, he? Oh,
He.
the other, okay. Shanat? Chamishim? Shanat? Tihaya? Lachem? Lo? Tizra'u? Velo? Tizru? Et? Sefiha? Velo? Tizru? Et? Nesirecha?
Okay, so the 50th year shall be a jubilee for you. You shall not sow, neither shall you reap the aftergrowth or harvest the untrimmed vines. Okay, so that sounds a lot like the
I
Shemitah.
don't know. I wonder what they're going to eat, though. But whatever.
Well, maybe they'll
can't
be
they plant? They can plant other crops in other land if they have it. It's like rotating crops.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Audrey, let's see, you want to read 12 and 13? Yeah.
Sure. Ki yovel hi kodesh tehiyeh lachem min hasadeh teochlo
Tochelu, yeah, Tochelu.
teochlu et tevuata Bishinat, no, Bishinat Hayover Hazot Tashuvu Ish El Ahuzato.
So for it is a jubilee, it should be holy to you. You may only eat the growth direct from the field. So you can't reap the aftergrowth. You can only eat the growth direct from the field. I'm sure if we wanted to look in the commentary, but we don't because then we'll lose everything. Okay. In this year of Jubilee, each of you shall return to your holding. And do you want to look in the commentary to find out what's going on here? I mean, we
How
could.
comfortable are you?
Well, here, we'll do it. Let's see. We'll see what Rashi says. You shall be sacred character of the produce of that year attaches itself to its equivalent. Oh, this doesn't make it any clearer, does it? We wanted to know what we
Wait a minute. Go back because it said something about been exchanged. The fruit leaves lose its sacred. No, I thought it would say what the aftergrowth was, or
right. However, it shall be an original. Yeah, it's not. You shall eat the ink. increase thereof only by virtue of what is to be found in the field. May you eat of what is stored in the house, because if it has disappeared,
Ah,
it's helping you. It's not helping you.
it's storing. There's, you store the food on the other 6 years,
Okay.
mean-
Okay.
I think. I mean, that's what it sounds like to
I
me.
don't know, without refrigeration and all that, some of these fruits don't last.
Yeah. Just as this is stated in reference to the produce of the sabbatical year, so it is related also in reference to that of the Jubilee. Okay.
Fra Bachar, chapter 3.
Okay. Now if I do that and that, I think I thought we'd be back, but okay, we can still see it. So if this
Sure.
is sitting here, I don't care. Let's see, does that, okay.
Mhm.
So I still don't know what return to your holding means, do we? Let's see. Commentary. Rashi. Every man shall return unto his possession. It has not been already stated, and you shall return every man unto his possession. That is repeated in order to include in this law also the case of one who sold his field and his son came forward and redeemed it, that it also is to be returned to the father in the Jubilee. Does that help? Doesn't help me. Let's just read the Hebrew and okay. Amy.
V'chi tim hu min kor la'amitecha o kano miyad amitecha al tonu ish et ahi.
So here we pronounce the
Ahi, what do we say? Ahi?
Ahiv.
How do we know we do that?
I wish I could explain it. I just know from from experience that
Okay.
here it's he, but
Mhm.
here it's achiv, and I wish I could tell you why. I mean, maybe because there's a yud, and here
Mhm.
I don't know why. I just know what it is,
Mhm.
and I'm sorry. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I know because it's frustrating, and I, I I don't. Okay. When you sell property to your neighbor or buy any from your neighbor, you shall not wrong one another. Oh, well, that sounds like a plan. Okay. Okay. Audrey. Oh, Arlene, you still can't say anything? Okay.
It looks empty.
We want to make sure. Okay. Audrey.
Okay. במספר שנים אחר היובל תקנה מאת עמיתך במספר שני תבואות ימיכר לך.
In buying from your neighbor, you shall deduct only for the number of years since the Jubilee. And in selling to you, that person shall charge you only for the remaining crop years. So they build into this the fact that everything is going to go back to its original owner. When they're buying and selling, they take into account how far they are from the Jubilee, I guess, so that they're not overpaying. Is that what this means? It's so hard. The good thing to know is that nobody ever did this from what I've heard. No
Really?
one ever implemented any of this. So it's just in theory.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that's what I've been told, that it never happened. It's just like an idea, utopian, kind of.
So
idea.
what time frame are we talking about with this part of Leviticus?
What do you mean? When was it written?
What is it talking about? What period of time?
I
Well,
think it's for when they get to the Canaan.
Right, it said at the beginning that these will be the laws for when you get to the land, remember? At like in verse 1 or 2.
Oh,
Yeah, and when we first started, it said, when you enter the land, yeah,
yeah. Okay.
yeah,
I
so,
read that, but it didn't make
right,
me
right. So
read
it's,
it. No
so
way.
God is setting us up for how to live when we get there. Did we read all of this already? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we were up
Krishna,
to,
the
oh, yeah,
P.
we were, yeah, we
No.
did that one too, and, well, we didn't do that.
No, not to
No.
No,
below.
what we did do not wrong in
Well,
such,
go back a little bit. This is where we're up to.
in buying from your neighbor, right? You shall deduct only the number, right, okay. Okay, so here, all right, whoever's turn it is, I don't remember.
The P. Is it yours, Amy?
I don't
Or
know.
mine?
Go, you go
I
ahead.
think it's okay. Lepi rov hashanim tarbe miknato of pi mi ot hashanim tami it mikinato ki mispar b'tivu ot hu mocher lach.
So for more such years, the higher the price you pay. The fewer such years, the lower the price. For what is being sold to you is a number of harvests. So when they say such years, those are the remaining years before the Jubilee. Yeah, so if there are more years before the Jubilee, you pay more because you're going to reap
Use
the
it more.
benefit of the more years, more harvest. Okay, so I got the logic. Okay, but you got in order to do any of this, there has to be a record kept of when the last Jubilee year was, so that you're starting from a basis of something, right? Yeah. So you wonder what their accounting methods were. Okay. Amy.
Below, Tonu, Ish, Et, Ami, To, Va'are, Ta, Me, Elo, Hecha, Ki, Ani, that's Adonai.
Right.
I should know that by now. Elohechem.
Good. But do you know how to tell? It's whether this is a Vav or a Yud. If this was a Yud, it's Yehiyah, but since it's a Vav, it's, I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not like a guessing game. It's, it's
right.
whether it's a Vav or a Yud in the second one. Yeah. Okay. Do not wrong one another, but fear your God. Adonai am your God. Okay. Good. All right.
Asitem, yeah, I'll just put it. Asitem met to Hokotai. Hokotai. Oh, Hukot, laws.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's what the name of the parsha is.
Hukot.
Hukotai. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Et mishpatai. Tishmeru asitem otam v'yoshavtem al haaretz lavetach.
Oh, so this is there's the yud is not really pronounced. V shavtem.
Okay, how do I know that?
I don't know what
you
you
know
said. I thought you said Yav. I don't know. I just
the-
V Shavtem. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's no vowel under it, so it wouldn't be the Yeshavtim, which is probably what I said.
Right. It's just V Shavtem. Yeah. That's okay.
But why is the Yud there?
You know.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you shall observe my laws and faithfully keep my rules, that you may live upon the land in security. Lavetach, security. Okay. Betach. I don't know if you know the word betach.
That talks, yeah.
Sure or certain. Yeah.
It's
Like
the last word in some prayer, La Veta.
betach.
Does
Okay.
it ring a bell? La Veta.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I'm thinking more in modern Hebrew that people, you say betach, like sure, or certainly, or of course, or betach. Yeah.
Veta, yeah.
All right. Okay. Amy.
Benat na haaretz pir ya.
Mhm. You know,
Wow.
pre hagafen, fruit of the
The
vine.
fruit,
Pri.
Yeah.
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 The fruit.
Oh, but what's the R on there?
Ya makes it its fruit, and aretz is feminine, so it's so it's a so it makes it its fruit, referring to the land.
It's pira
Pir ya.
without a okay. Va'ach va'achaltem la seba vishavtem la betach. It's a base. I don't. It doesn't have a dot.
There's
Lavetach
no dot, so it's la vetach. Yeah.
lavetach alecha.
Okay, good. So the land shall yield its fruit, and you shall eat your fill, and you shall live upon it in security. Sounds
Question
like a-
for you on
Yeah.
that I pronounce, and my schwas has always been my problem. I say priya, because then you can hear like the word fruit in there.
Yeah. But here it's pure. It's pure, yeah. Because I guess when it's combined with the preposition to make it it changes, it loses
Okay.
free and becomes pure, yeah.
So
don't
I
me.
have to look at possessive cases now too.
I know, it's just every time you think you learn something, it changes. It's a very hard language, I think. Okay. All right, go ahead, Audrey.
Oh, the to omru manochel hashana hashvi'i it hin lo nizra velo ne'esuf et tevuatenu.
Okay, so and you should ask. Where does it say? And you should Tomar.
Tomar,
I mean,
you
I
shall, the
always think
future,
that means say, not ask. But okay, Tomar.
but it's got that the tet that in
That
front.
makes it
It's a future.
Yeah, but I mean, Omer usually means say, not ask.
Say,
So that
yeah.
okay. What are we to eat? Here's your question. What are we to eat in the 7th year if we may neither sow nor gather in our crops? Oh,
Yay.
good for you. Okay, Amy, maybe we'll find out. Let's see.
You ask and God answers. No.
You
But see you, but see ye T.
It's just a vav with a random dot there. Don't worry about it. It's CVT.
Saviti et birchati lachem bashana hashishit Va'asat et hatvoa. I'm sorry, we shall Leishlosh.
Right, Lishlosh.
Okay, so there's only one dot, but that dot,
It's an O. It tells you both that it's a shin and the vowel
Okay.
is O. Yeah.
Leishlosh Hashanim.
Okay, so I will ordain my blessing for you in the 6th year, Mashanat Hashishit, so that it shall yield a crop sufficient for 3 years. Ah, okay, now we know
Ah.
this in the 6th year we get triple the crop. Oh, isn't that great? Don't we know that?
But I still don't understand. Some of these things don't last for 3.
Oh, well, yeah, yeah.
And the CVT is a commander, so it's
I
ordained
will,
here.
yeah, I will, I will command,
Yeah, they're ordained.
yeah, a blessing.
Yeah. I guess
Oh.
ordained sounded better if you're talking about a blessing instead of commanding a
Right,
blessing.
right. Okay, so God thought of everything. Okay. Oh, you're gonna be eating old grain. Oh, okay. All right, go ahead, Audrey. Was that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Usratem et hashana hashminit v'achaltem min hatvua hashan ad hashana hatishivi ad bo tivu ata to ochlu yashan.
Oh my goodness. When you sow in the 8th year, you'll still be eating old grain of that crop. You'll be eating the old until the 9th year. Wow.
You would think at 7th year it would stop and start again.
Well, in 7th year, you're eating from the 6th year. And in the 8th year, so you're eating the 6th year, you eat in the 6th year, 7th year, and 8th year. In the 6th year, you eat so the crop from the 6th year, you eat in the 6th, 7th, and 8th years. And then in the 9th year, when the crops come in, you get something new.
So it takes several years that's contrary to, to what we think that there's a crop if planted every year.
Right, because there's no crop in the
7th year.
8th year. I understand that there's no crop in the 8th year because we didn't plant. I don't understand, you know what I mean? Like I would think there'd just be no crop for 1 year, not 2 years. But again, I'm not a farmer and I don't know. And as Amy said, is this food really edible? That long? Like what kind of food could they be talking about?
Well, wheat, things like that, that can be milled, corn, which could be.
And vegetables, yeah.
Vegetables, what do they do? Dry them?
Maybe.
You think they pickle or store them like the colonials did?
Underground, maybe.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
We'll never know. We'll never know.
Yeah. All right. Well, Amy, go ahead.
Haaretz lo timach cher me toot.
Leads me to, yeah. I don't know what you said. Leads me to.
Ki li haaretz ki gerim v'toshavim.
Yeah, the
10,
resident, people who live in a place, the residents, yeah, yeah.
Atem imadi.
Okay, so that the land must not be sold beyond reclaim, for the land is mine. You are but strangers resident with me.
Beyond reclaim, is that beyond the 7? I don't know.
Yeah. We can try to find out. Oh. The land shall not be sold absolutely. This is intended to charge with the transgression of a negative command, the neglect of returning the fields to their owners in the Jubilee, commands that the purchaser must not detain it.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to return the land to the original owners.
Yeah, leads merit means for severance. The meaning is it shall not be sold as a sale that severs in perpetuity. The land is mine.
Anybody a lawyer?
Your eye shall not be evil towards it. You shall not begrudge this. It is not yours.
But it said before, but you can sell the land and you sell it based on how many years of usage.
Right.
I don't know, somewhere it says you have to return it to the original owner somewhere, but I don't know where. But I
Does he get
remember
it back again?
somewhere.
I don't know.
It sounds like
Oh.
this is a grant created probably a lot of service to people who's entitled to what.
Well, maybe that's why it never was implemented. I don't know. And the other thing that I always think about is what really was life expectancy back then? And if this is only every 50 years, did people live that long? And did
Yeah,
I don't know.
right.
There were lines and they talk about the lineage when they say about if the son comes and wants to reclaim.
Yeah.
So they do take that into consideration,
Yeah.
I think. Oh, okay. Is Arlene here? I see.
Oh,
Here she is.
can you talk, Arlene?
Not just yet. I'll be back shortly.
Okay, well, we're waiting. Let us know. Just jump in.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe you can explain some of this to us also. Okay. Let's see. I think we're up to here, right? But strangers are resident with me. Yeah, we read
Okay.
that strange.
I think
Okay.
it's your turn, Audrey.
Thank you. Hey, and you. Hey, Uvachal, Eretz Achuzatchem Geula, yeah, Tinu Laaretz.
Okay. You want to go the next one since it's only
Sure. Yom Ha, Yom Much.
Yamuch.
Yeah. Yamuch. Achicha umachar. Me'ahuzato. Uvo go alu lo hakarov elav v'ga'a et mimihar achiv.
Okay, so throughout the land that you hold, you must provide for the redemption of the land. Geula, goel, trying to think in the, they have right before the Amida, yeah. Okay. If one of your kin is in straits and has to sell part of a holding, the nearest redeemer shall come and redeem what that relative has sold. Okay. So this is in the book of Ruth. I don't know if you've,
Yeah.
when Boaz, he initially doesn't buy the land that they have to sell, because he said, well, there's someone who's closer than me, and he goes and he finds the nearer relative. I happened to be reading all this very closely last week. I don't usually know this. And but that the relative that they find, at first he's willing to buy the land, but then when they tell him that he also, that along with that, he has to marry Ruth, because he has to marry I mean, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But he says, oh no, forget about it, I don't want to have another wife. And so Boaz ends up being the Goal, the redeemer. And anyway, you can read all about it on Shavuot, but that's where, but this line here plays, you know, it actually this actually did happen at least once in the book of Ruth. Okay.
Yes.
In fact, let's see, that might be explained a whole lot better than I just botched it up. Maybe it says here that it, maybe not, maybe I saw it someplace else. No, it's not here. Okay. So line 26, verse 26. Okay, go ahead.
V'ish ki lo lo
Yay.
goel v'hisiga yadu
Uh-huh.
umatse
In Hebrew,
Umatzah, I don't know what I can't, Kidei.
Today,
7 digits in your PID.
Geulato. Yeah, Arlene didn't,
Yeah,
You-
the only way I can mute her is if I go back, if I stop the share and go back, and so
oh, here
maybe.
she is.
There she is.
Oh, okay, good. So if any party has no one to be redeemer, but prospers and acquires enough to redeem with, the year since its sale shall be complete. Okay. Audrey, go ahead.
Okay. V'hishav et shneim mimicharu v'heshiv et ha'odecha odech
Yeah.
leish asher machar lo v'shav la'achuzato.
All right. So if the party has no one to be redeemer, but prospers and acquires enough to redeem with, the years since its sale shall be computed, and the difference shall be refunded to the party to whom it was sold, so that the person returns to that holding. So if you don't have a relative to lend you the money and you end up selling the land to someone else, but then you end up prospering, you're allowed to get this land back, but there's an adjustment made, for the years in between. But so they have a way of making everyone, I guess, feel like nobody lost anything, because the original person gets the land back, but the person who had bought it is somehow compensated. It's a very nice world, I guess. I don't know. Hard to imagine any that's actually happening though. All right. Now, Amy, let's see.
Arlene, are you ready?
I'm back.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Verse 28.
Okay. Ve'im lo mazah yadov day hashiv lo, Varanoi,
No, no, wait, what's this?
Haya, oh, okay. Vahaya, Mim Karo, Biad, Hakone, Oto, Ad, Shinat, Hayoveil, Vyatsa, Bayoval,
Veil,
Veil,
same
Veil,
here.
Vishav, La'ahuzato.
Okay, good. So if that person, I guess this is the person who originally sold it, lacks sufficient means to recover it. So if the original person doesn't acquire the money to recover it, what was sold shall remain with the purchaser until the Jubilee. But in the Jubilee year, it shall be released so that the person returns to that holding. So if you live long enough and you reach the Jubilee year, you're going to get your land back anyway. Very nice.
Big if, isn't it?
The big if. Oh, this gets even more complicated. It's fascinating. Okay, I don't know if Audrey or Amy, whoever thinks it's, go ahead.
Vishki Yim Kor Beit Moshav Ir Kuma Vachayata Geulato Ad Tam Shanat Min Koru Yamin Tehiyeh Geulato.
Okay, so if any party sells a dwelling in a walled city, so Ir is city and Choma is wall, it may be redeemed until a year has elapsed since its sale. The redemption period shall be a year.
I just have a story to tell you. We
Yeah.
have cousins in Israel
Uh-huh.
who actually live in the wall. The father was an artist and he redid Beit Shan, and they gave him the right to excavate the wall I forget near which gate it is. And he actually built down and created his home in several levels inside that wall.
Wow. So it's
Does he have neighbors?
We missed you, Arlene.
Oh, you don't want to go through. Never mind. I'm okay.
But there was so little land inside the walled city that you excavated down.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
So what I think this is saying is that I don't think the rules were as generous to people who owned. I think this is about people who own land in the city. I don't think had as much benefit from all this as people as agricultural land, but I'm not positive. That's what I think it is. The redemption, you only have, what this says to me is you only have a year, to rebuy back your land, as opposed to the others who had, what did they have, 50 years or a long time? Okay, I don't want, did I skip? Okay, here, okay, Amy.
No, I
No.
think
Audrey, I don't know.
Yeah.
Whoever. Yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah. Okay. The lo yigael ad milot lo shana timima the gam habayit asher ba'ir, asher lo. Oh, two different lows. Huma lots me to toot. Lot, is that right? Lots me toot?
Yep. Mhm.
Oh. Lakone oto lidora tab. The lo yetse biovel.
So if it's not redeemed before a full year has elapsed, the house in the walled city shall pass to the purchaser beyond reclaim throughout the ages. It shall not be released. Oh, it's not even released in the Jubilee. Yeah, so for some reason, land in the
Different
city,
land and the houses.
yeah, you never got, if you didn't have a relative to redeem your house in the city, it sounds like you lost it forever throughout the ages.
Doesn't
You
that
don't
make
even-
sense though? If you
Versus,
lose a house today and you can't buy it back, you don't get it anymore.
yeah, but if you had
It's an
land in the
exception.
field, you did get it back. So they're making a distinction between property in the city versus property in the fields. I don't know why. So here we have houses in villages that have no encircling walls shall be classed as if they're in the open country and they can be redeemed. You see what I mean? So it's
Yeah, but
just property in the walled cities that have
Hmm.
separate, more restrictive rules.
Maybe because they were protected by the wall. I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
just
I don't
throwing
know.
things out there.
All right, Arlene, read the last, oh, go away. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Uvata hazarim asher ein lahem homa saviv al soda haaretz yehashav yahashav
Yay, yay, chashev, yay, chashev.
Yehashev. Okay, Yehashev. Geula Tihiye Lo Uvayovel Yetse.
Okay, good. So, but houses in villages that have no encircling wall shall be classed as open country. They may be redeemed and they shall be released to the Jubilee. Interesting. I'm just trying to see if we have a ending part, if we read a few more lines, but it just keeps getting more and more complicated.
Oh, there's one there about interest if you go down there and getting money.
Do not exact advance or accrued interest, but fear your God. Let your kin live. Okay, so is this the law against charging interest? Do not lend your money at advance interest? What is advance interest versus just regular interest? Does anyone know?
Advance interest means you pay it up front.
An accrued interest? Let's see. Advance
accrued
or
mean-
accrued interest.
You
Interest
can't get interest on
payments are
interest.
interest added at the time of repayment. So is there any other kind of interest? Is there,
Well, you know,
Simple interest, yeah.
when you take a loan now, you pay the interest first.
right? So that's the advance interest?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Interest
Yeah.
deducted in advance.
Interest added at the time of repayment is,
I guess if you pay off the loan and then they say, well, wait a minute, you have $1,000 more in interest that you have to
Interest, right.
repay.
so is this ruling out any interest? Both before and after? Is there another kind that it's not ruling out?
That's what it sounds like, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I wasn't there at the time.
I know, no, I'm just, you know, thought maybe someone new from somewhere else. I don't
No.
know.
It means, I think it means that you can't add on the interest in the beginning to pay, that they pay the interest monthly or whatever, yearly or by,
I don't, I
instead,
don't know. Yeah, it's
which would
interesting.
be opposite from what we do when we get a loan.
Right. I was just
I don't
wondering if
know.
it was saying that you're not allowed to charge interest, period, but or
I don't think so.
you don't think so? You
No.
think it's just that these are two specific kinds that you're not allowed?
Yeah, because they talk later on about usury and what the interest percentage should be. So
Uh-huh.
I think they
Later on
charged
in
interest.
here? Later on in here somewhere you saw that?
No,
Yeah.
no, later
Oh,
on in
okay. Oh.
past Canal.